I'll kind of give you an intro of my history here with Zaya, but also we'll talk a little bit about what I feel to be the best way to build your business, build your team. I know Megan, you had asked a little bit about just protecting the brand, and then of course some holiday ideas. So we'll cover a lot tonight. But I'll give you a little brief background on me. Before Zaya, you guys, this is my first rodeo. I have never done sales before Zaya, let alone direct sales. This is all new. So a lot of this has been, learning as I go, which I think is super exciting. It's super fun because it's a constant reminder that there is no right way to do this. There's so many ways to grow your business, to run your business. And I think that's why I'm so intrigued by it all. We can all come at this in so many different ways. And I love that because we can kind of dig in, we can kind of evaluate where we're at with everything, where we are in our life, what we want to do, and take it from there. So we're gonna dive into that. But it was my first time ever doing this. I joined in July of 2017, so it was about 5 months after launch. And from the beginning, I think it's just always been really, really fun. I have always kind of connected with the brand. I literally found it I typed in Sell Activewear on Google, and I came across something, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, these are adorable. Like, I love the product. And then I dug in a little bit deeper. I'm like, what? I can sell it. I don't know how to do that, but that could be fun. And it just kind of started from there. And I always, also from the beginning, I was always able to kind of get behind what the brand stood for and what it still stands for. And I think that part of it is super important. We always say we're so much more than leggings, we're so much more than activewear, but I truly, truly believe that. And I think the more you dive into this business, the more you see that. But the important part, like, we can feel all these things. We can be like, this is so fun. I love this so much. But as reps, being able to translate that and put that out there for the world to see, that's where, it gets interesting. That's where we need to be creative. We need to be consistent, all these things to kind of share that part. So fast forward, I'm like, just over 3 years later, we have almost 37,000 reps on our team. Like, it's just crazy to see what this company has done in such a short amount of time, and just the tremendous growth and how much we have just improved and grown as a company. It is so exciting, and it's so exciting to be a part of. And again, I think I keep going back to that, but that feeling of feeling proud about this company and being on this journey and doing this is something that I wish we could, I want to shout it from the rooftops. And that is what I think people that's the part people connect with. That's the part that they want to know more about. And so a big part of that, when you had asked me, just Megan, to share tips of building your business, building your team. So much of this, and I know I say this all the time, but it always goes back to those 3 steps of the heart, the hustle, and the habit. And so much of it for me, the heart part of it, of just loving it, loving what you are doing, loving the brand, wearing it all the time, even if you don't have the pieces, still loving it and sharing it. And really finding a way to infuse what you love about it, why you love being a rep, infusing that, you're the reason they're buying that bomber bra, you guys. They are not buying it because of a stock photo in a model. They want to see you in it. They want to see how you are wearing these clothes, how the business is impacting your life. So much of this is really taking a look at how you're infusing that. You're the brand, right? And how you're constantly infusing that into your daily interactions, your interactions on social media, every single post. Because believe it or not, every single day, every single interaction, we really have the opportunity to share Zaya. And I'm not saying always trying to get it in there. Hey guys, I like to call it recruiting without recruiting, you guys. And I do think it takes a little moment to really look at yourself. If you want to do this little activity, so simple. And I think it's super important to do this all the time. But even while we're sitting here, you guys, right now, write down the top 5 reasons you love being a rep for Zaya Active? Just write them down. First thing that comes to your mind. I'm not asking you, don't worry, I'm not asking about your why. Everybody freaks out at the why, including myself. I'm like, well, it's changing and I don't know my exact why. I'm not asking your why. I'm asking you just 5 reasons why you love this brand and why you're doing that, not the brand, why you love being a rep, why you love this company, why you love doing what you're doing. And why you're writing those down, I'll give you some examples. Like one thing I love is the fact that I can literally run my business if I'm standing in line at a grocery store. I'm like selling bomber bras or I'm selling leggings, right? I love the fact that I can be at my kids' sports and if I need to, post something or whatever, I'm running my business on the go. I love that. Another one I love, and we're going to get back to this. I do love the traveling. Maybe we're on hold for a little bit, but I love that aspect of it. I love the community. I did not know about this whole thing, you guys. When I signed up to be like, sell some activewear, I had no idea that I was going to get this like huge group of best friends and business partners and like my tribe, right? Like I had no idea. And I find some people just want that, right? Like they're like not even interested in selling. They just want this group to be a part of. That is totally fine. That's a big part of it. So as you're kind of filling out this list, I want you to think, you can even do a little exercise next week. For every single post that you share to social media, I want you to try to infuse one of those items off your list into your post. And something to remember here, you guys, this is your list. Like you just created this list. This is your authentic, real list. I'm not going to ask you to share it. I'm not going to like nothing like that. Like this is yours. So when you're talking about your business, or putting things out there, it shouldn't feel weird. It shouldn't feel creepy. It shouldn't feel pushy. Like this is really you sharing what you just wrote down, why you love this. And the reason why I say it's recruiting without recruiting, because when you go to share these, I don't want you to think of it as like, work from anywhere, join my team, and put a picture of, your enrollment. Like, don't do that. Think of it in terms like, when you can express that message, let's just say, go back to the first one I said, I can work from anywhere, right? Pretty simple. I think we all love that about this business. So how can you share that in a very powerful, authentic, clear way without ever saying, hey, join my team? It is so much more powerful when you can show it. You can show an example of that. I have a post in one of my a while back, but this one always comes up. I have a picture and I have my laptop out and I'm sitting at the ballpark and I have my feet up on the chain link fence, right? And one of my girls is playing out in the field. And I posted that picture. And in that picture, it says so many things, right? It says so much right there. I don't say anything, but guess what? People are seeing that. They're seeing, oh, she's running her business. She's at a park. She's not in office. Like all of these things. It's very powerful and it's very real and you're showing it. You're not just saying it. So I think when we kind of take that approach, it is a very different feel. Something like I think is kind of intriguing just with human nature in general. When we think somebody wants something from us, like here she comes, she's gonna ask something from me. She wants something. She's gonna ask me to host a party. She's gonna ask me if I want to buy leggings, something. People think, they don't even know, but if they think that you are going to ask them for something, human nature typically is like, what? I'm out of here. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to give it. They don't. It's just how people react. So if you can kind of change that mindset a little bit and really think about when you present anything, whether it be a product or the business opportunity or hosting a party, just wrap your head around that you're not asking for anything. You are giving them something. You're giving them this information. You're giving them a bit more about the opportunity. You're giving them this. And it is such a different feel. Let me give you an example. So if I call somebody and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to hit my sales this month. Can you host a party for me? I really need this. Okay, that's scenario A, okay? Or scenario B, you call someone and you're like, oh my gosh, I had to call you. You're first on my list. I just got a cancellation. I have one opening this month. You can totally get all those pieces. They're half off. You can get free Zaya. It is yours if you want it. You're first on my list. You let me know. If not, I got to go to the next person, but it's totally yours. I'm so excited about this. Like those are two very different feels, right? Like one is like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is so exciting. When can we start? And one is like, oh, I don't know. What do you want from me? I don't know about this. So keep that in mind. And this is an approach that goes so much deeper than just like hosting a party. It goes so much deeper than that. Like think of it with every interaction that you put out there. Whether it's the business opportunity, a party, selling that bra, like the fact that we have limited edition pieces, you guys, is so freaking exciting. And talk about something that you can like be giving the gift of. Oh my gosh, if you think like, and this might be really mean, but I love wearing limited edition pieces because guess what? When someone is like, I want that shirt, I'm like, I'm so sorry, but let me tell you how our inventory works. Like, I will help you get the next time it launches or restocks, I will help you get that, but they're totally sold out right now. I'm so sorry. But it's like the way you approach it, and all of a sudden, that guess what? The next time that item restocks or something comes back like it, and you're like, I got you. I know you want this. I'm gonna try to get it for you. Like, it is just a different approach. So keep that in mind. I totally went down like way longer than I probably should have on that, but it is so important because I feel like that mindset, it's at the root of it all. That heart part, that mindset, that like constant approach of giving this gift is so huge. It's so, so important. And when you can infuse that into every single thing you do, holy cow, your business looks so, so different. And it's just amazing the effect it can have. And a lot of this goes back with, everything we just said, it really like narrows down to attraction marketing. People all of a sudden are like, you're finding, okay, wait a minute. People are coming to me. They want to know more. Why are you loving this so much? What are you doing? How are you able to do this? Why are you wearing those clothes? Like all those things bring people to you. And ultimately that's what we want, right? That's easier. That's the best thing when you people line up to want more information about what you are doing. I want to be a part of your world. That's not to say like keep doing all the other things, all those. I mean, I grew my whole business, you guys, through cold messaging. I reached out to I was so scared of this whole thing. And for a while I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna tell anyone. I'm not saying do that. Don't do that. But I was so scared. And like I built, I would message people on Instagram. I would send them a message that I didn't know, like well outside of my circle. So I think that's really important too. Like combine all these things. Your attraction marketing is like your kind of your umbrella between your cold market, your warm market. These are things that all kind of tie together. And it's that piece that when you are consistent and you do that every single day, every single interaction, that's the part that sets your business apart. That's the part that starts that snowball effect. So when I say like that habit part, oh my gosh, the habit part is so crucial because that consistency, it's key, the whole thing. Like my business grew the biggest and it grew the fastest when I printed off these little checklists. I put them on my desk and I did them every single day. I know you guys have probably heard me say that, but it was so important for me to actually write them down and see it. And I was like, I don't care what, I'm not gonna have one day go by that I don't check all this off. And I set my little number and I do my 10 messages in the morning before I even got out of bed. I did my 10 messages at night before I went to bed. And I didn't veer from that. And when I set that in motion, it was like, and that's 20 messages a day, that's 140 messages a week. You're gonna hear back from somebody. Not everyone's gonna say yes. Most of them won't open it. But guess what? If you hear back from one person, even one person, it can change the trajectory of your entire business. So I don't know. And I know it's not for everybody. Like I just know that that's what I did. And it was like that consistency of doing that, that I saw huge results, huge changes in my business. Let's see. I'm going to answer. Okay. You guys are so sweet. I'm so glad. And then the hustle part, you guys, oh my gosh, doing those things. Let's talk. And I'm going to veer around, but I can't help myself. So I know we're going to talk about holiday tips coming up, but you guys, the hustle part, this is where we step up. Okay. We are active wear stylists. We are specialists in our industry. Okay. Guess what time of year it is? It is time that people are shopping. They're getting gifts, right? I can't tell you the best. This is like, seriously, listen to this. You will get so many sales doing this. I just started mine yesterday and I reached out to one of my really good girlfriends. I wrote her husband. I said, Sunny, I don't know if you've started doing any of your shopping yet, but I have got the perfect gift for Andrea. I have her sizing. Let me know if you're interested. I will send you over pics and prices. I just said that. And I also said, because for some it's November, okay, this might stress people out if they're I wait till last minute. I'm one of those. But I also said in that same message, you guys, I said, because I'm like the camel jackets, like I want to give that to everyone in the world this season. But I said, listen, I know it's still a little bit early, but I have to send this to you because I'm really worried this jacket's going to sell out. Like that's another piece of this that you can start right now. If you just start last week or 2 weeks ago, but start reaching out to people, take that convenience card and ramp it up. If you are going to reach out to people, and not only are you like, okay, I got you covered, I have the perfect gift idea, you have just relieved so much stress. We have so many great price points. I mean, someone can be like, I only have $30, you can hook them up. You get them a bomber bra, or you get them a gorgeous, effortless tank, okay? Like $30, you can do that. So kind of know people's price range, but my point is like, you can go and be like, I will help you, give me your list, find them, give recommendations, give them different price points, give a head to toe look. They can still like kind of choose like what price range they want to do with that. I just sent one the other day and it was like, the bra and a cute little our premium tank because that's a favorite, and then I did a higher end like jacket so they can choose. But if you can do that, that's one piece, right? They're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, you just took care of a huge stress. But now go one step further, you guys. Offer to like handle the whole transaction. People love that. If they're at work and they're like, okay, send me your link and I'm going to go on, and then they can't navigate or they click the wrong party or whatever, just like, I got this. I'll call you. I'll get your credit card number. You get everything in there. You get their information, or you can Venmo or PayPal, whatever's easiest. My point is make that convenience part a top priority. So put together some styling outfits, give them ideas, start reaching out to people and really step that service side up. That's what we're talking about, right? That we're always giving this like gift of Zaya. Well, now we literally can give the gift of Zaya. And I think if you tune and kind of tap into that right now, you will have a hugely successful and super just huge November and December. And it's important that we all know what happens like that week of Christmas when the shipping deadline cuts off, like, and then everybody's like done. You're like, wait, where'd everybody go? That's when we ramp up the gift cards. Like there's just these things that we want to like get them ready, because this season it can ramp up fast. And if you do a little bit of planning and reaching out to people, I'm like, how cool is that? If I had someone call me right now and they're like, do you need help? I have the perfect idea for whether it's my husband, my mom, my kids, whatever. I'd be like, yeah, I want to know what do you have? I would love that, because that is a big deal this time of year. Stress people out. Let's see. Am I missing questions, guys? Some people find out our website is hard to use. Yes, and you know your customers, you guys. If it is something that I'm like, I mean, especially on launch days, I'm like, you message me, I'll take care of it, because I don't want them to be like, your website's slow or something's not working. So totally fill it out, especially sometimes if I have like an older client that I know she's not online. No, I'm not going to send her there. I'm going to take care of it. And then she might have to mail a check because she probably doesn't have Venmo or PayPal. But my point is like, give options, make it simple. I've had people say that too. I usually get on for them. Yeah, it's so easy. We know how to navigate it, right? We can hop on there, boom, check it out, you're done. But for someone who's never been there, and then you're getting messages like, well, what party do I click on? And I don't, what is the product name? Like, take that part out and you will be good. Okay, so I kind of hopped down to holiday tips. I'll touch on quickly too, protecting the brand. I know I'm hopping around here, but I want to leave it open so you guys can ask some questions at the end as well. Can we have customers purchase a gift card through a party, or is it just through our main website? Just through your main website. Unfortunately, you cannot have it applied to a party. I hope maybe that'll change down the road, but for now, can't have it associated. And I think I need to talk to tech support, because I'm pretty sure it still gives you the option when you go to check out. That's another reason. Hey, if you have someone doing a gift card, just hop on there and get it for them, take care of it. And there's so many ways to, again, step it up. Go a little bit above and beyond here. Go on Canva. It takes like 5 minutes and make a cute little graphic and be like, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you're celebrating. You can put the name on there, you can put the amount, and then you have the code, put it on there. That's a great gift, especially for somebody that's, maybe they're sending, if you know somebody has family that's out of state, oh my gosh, totally connect with them, offer a gift card. You can send it, especially for your late shoppers. I know we all have them in our lives. Let's see. That's what I thought, but I've never been able to go to a specific party. Yeah, it's because you can't, unfortunately. And people always try. It makes sense. I would think you'd be able to, but probably because if people don't use it, then your hostess would be, you're like, oh, she bought a $200 gift card, and then no one ever used it or something. They have to plan for all that stuff, and then you close out the party, and it could be messy. Yes, it would be so nice. Okay, so real quickly, I know you talked, or you had asked me about protecting the brand, and I think this is so important. I'm glad I never talk about this, and I think it's so important because, like, I don't really ever. It is very, very seldom that I offer any random discount, like on social media. It's very seldom. I typically follow suit of whatever the company does. At Christmas time, or if there's some sort of an enrollment special, anything like that, I follow suit with what they do. And I do that for the reason that when you see something always discounted, I feel like our products, it's so good, you guys. This stuff sells itself. I mean, obviously we have to make them aware that it exists. That's where we come in as reps, but it's really good, and it doesn't need to be discounted. Now, there's a time and a place for it. I'm not saying don't ever do a discount, because absolutely there are times for it. My absolute favorite one, and you probably saw it if you're in the mock-up party, is free shipping on the first day of the party, or finding some reason if it's somebody's birthday in the party. But I love to do that because I think our shipping is so reasonable, and I think people automatically think it's going to be like $14 or something. And I'm like, if it's under a pound, it's $3. What is it now? I know it just went up, $3.75. Like it's very reasonable. And I love that, that's not a huge discount. It may sound like a big one, but it's not. And I think that gets sales started in your parties. I think it's a really great thing to offer here and there, but I don't really ever do it. I never do it on my business page. You have to have a closed group, you guys. It has to be a private group. If you're ever going to offer any sort of discount, just always keep that in mind. But there is a spot for them. If you do decide to do that and you want to run some, this is your personal discount or whatever it is. Just make sure it's in like your closed VIP shopping group. I primarily run my whole business through my Facebook business page, but then if I ever do anything, I'm like, hop on over to my VIP page. So it does, it's there if you want to do it, but I would not get into the habit of giving your discount out. Sometimes that was a mistake in the beginning. I was like, oh, I'll give you my discount. And then I'm like, oh, they're back and they want my discount again. Don't do that. This stuff is good, you guys. You don't need to do that. But there is maybe for, if there's a first-time customer that has been asking and, they're on the fence about making that purchase. That's an appropriate time. Maybe as a first-time customer, you're going to offer a discount. And, you let them know this is just a one-time thing for your very first order, stuff like that. Like, that's where I find that it is okay. It is good to do that, but just don't get in, especially now, the holidays. Like, honestly, I would follow suit. Corporate's going to they have every year done some really cool specials for the holidays, and you can kind of follow those. You're not taking away from your own commission. And you're keeping the platform level for everybody. And I think it's just I feel like it's a good way that the whole company's doing it together. So that's my thoughts on that. Definitely a time and a place for discounts, but I wouldn't do them regularly. You don't need to, because this stuff is so good. And if you have a customer that that they are, who they are, they're their sales shoppers. Like, they want that legging, but only if it's on sale. They are a perfect candidate to host a party, because they're going to get a really good discount. They're going to get half off, and they're going to get free stuff. Like, you can't beat that. So if you find someone that's asking you, hey, when are did these ever go on sale? This is, I love these leggings, but they're too expensive. We all hear those, right? That is a prime candidate to host a party, and then she can get all of those goodies. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. Uh-oh, did I miss a bunch? If you've done discounts in your VIP page, how do you navigate away from that? You just don't do them. You just stop. Or you market towards the parties more. But I think it can be a real slippery slope if you're, once you start doing them, you're like, oh, another week, Monday special. No, don't do that. And just gradually, it doesn't have to be a complete cutoff, but if you found yourself like doing it more consistent, just space them out a little bit more, and it'll be gradual, and nobody will mind. And if they do say something, then they host a party. Let's see. So you use your Facebook business page more than your VIP page, pros and cons. I do. And that's just the way I set it up. I have a VIP page, but I keep saying randomly. Seldom and rarely combined is that word. I don't use it often because, again, I very randomly, I'm just going to go with that, you guys. I very randomly do discounts. I don't use it a lot. And I kind of put my time into my business page from the very beginning. And I did that, number one, I wanted it to be public. I know some people feel weird about that. Some people love having a closed group. They like to control who's in there. It creates sometimes a more community feeling. That's totally fine. I just went into it wanting it to be more accessible. As you can see the product, if you go there, it's not closed. They can see everything. So I did that. And then I also did it. And this is like a huge question I get asked all the time. I did it because I wanted to link my Instagram to my Facebook page. You can link your products, all this stuff. Well, oh my gosh, such a nightmare, you guys. It changes all the time. Facebook has changed policy over and over and over. I was on a good run. It was working for me for a while, and now they just shut it down again. So now my products don't link. They're like, prove your site is yours. I don't even know anymore, but don't get hung up on that. If you have gone down that rabbit hole, I've had girls join and they're like, well, I've spent like 3 weeks trying to set this up. I can't do it. It's not working. I'm like, no, don't do that. Get away from that. If people want to buy it, they are not going to be deterred if they can't click on it. They're going to get that product. So don't ever think like, oh, it's not clickable, no one's going to buy it. No. You're fine. You can say link in bio and they go through. You're totally good. Or say message me. You send the link. But that's originally why I had done that. It was like link the two, and then I wanted it public. But there is, I have so many reps with hugely successful closed groups, and I have reps with crazy successful pages. So it's really preference. And if you can do both, that's amazing, but kind of pick one to really build up. My VIP group is crickets. I feel like even when I do discounts, it doesn't attract sales. How many live videos are you doing in there? I feel like those are the absolute best way to get people engaged, to get people in there watching you. And I know you guys they can be so scary. If you are a brand new rep and you're like not doing that, I understand. I was like, I will never do a selfie and I will never do a live video. I said those words. It's like, are you kidding me? People will look at me and be like, is she doing? I'm like, so stupid. That was me, 100%. And then all of a sudden I was like, eventually did my first selfie. I still remember it. I had my hat on in the starter kit and I was like, oh my gosh, I am that person. I'm doing it. And I uploaded it and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well that was kind of fun. And whoa, I'm getting way more engagement because it's, again, not a stock photo. And then the very first video that I did, I remember I set up, I took down my computer, I set up in the corner, had a little display, everything. I was so scared. It was not live. I was like, no way will I do it live. I was like, I will pre-record it. And I probably recorded it, I don't know, a dozen times. It was terrible. And then I finally uploaded it, wanted to die, and then took it down. So that was my first experience. And then I just if you can just slowly work into it, and it is scary. It is. But even if you just do like 30 seconds and you hop on, you're just going to show you this hat. Okay, bye-bye. Like anything where they see you. And let's be honest, people want to see the real stuff. They want to see when you come on, you're like, I am so nervous right now. And this is my first one and blah, blah, blah. Like people love that. That's real life. Guess what? That's what they connect with. That is like a real thing. If you're up there and you're like, reading your script, this is product 406 and blah, blah, blah. Like nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. They want to see all the weird stuff that can happen. Speaking of Megan, did you watch the live video? I love this one of Blair, and she was doing her live video. Her dog came on in the background and sat there and then vomited in the back.
Oh no, I did not see that one.
It was fantastic. And I don't even know how many views that video got, but it was so good. And it was such a good reminder. And then it did that. And then the dog sat there and looked at it. And she kept going. She was like, and this bra and all this, she was just going. It was so good. And all the viewers were like, you need to get the vomit off the floor. So good. Yeah, it was great. And then her husband came in. And then he was like cleaning. It was such a good reminder though, like that's what people want to watch. Like if you ever go into live videos thinking like you want the perfect one, nobody wants that. They want the weird stuff.
Yes, for sure. And I was the same as you. I did I would record a video over and over and over again until it was perfect. And I was like, I'm never going live. And then once you do it a few times, and then now I can't even believe, I can't remember the last time I recorded a video because it just becomes so much easier to go live.
Yeah.
Yep.
And sure. I find too, when you record them, because I did have to record them for that training video as we had to put it to black and white, or that training party, I mean. And I find when you record stuff, all of a sudden you can watch it back, right? You're like, oh, I didn't use the right word there. I said the wrong product, whatever. And then it could go down this rabbit hole of like, you're doing it again and again. And then that takes away all. That's why I love live videos. You're like, 1, 2, bam, you're done. Like, it won't be perfect either. And it's okay.
Yes. Yep. Oh yeah. My sister just commented, when she became a rep, she would use my videos. So I would record the videos, send them to her, and she would post my videos, but now it's all lives. It's so
that's okay too to get started. I have reps do that all the time. Like share the videos if you don't have all the products, share others. That's fine. But have a real person and eventually work into like yourself being on there.
Yep.
Let's see. No, too. Okay, hold on. What am I missing here? I only got out of my shell. Good, Mindy. If you were a newer rep and want to make sure you are doing that amazing customer service but can't always afford to purchase the order for your customer, how can you still help them without breaking your bank too? Don't place the order. Like don't do that. That can be like super scary. If you're like putting it on a card or you're like fronting the money. I've done that for returns, you guys. I'm like, oh, I want to make sure you get it. I'll order it and just Venmo me back, and they haven't done it. So just don't do that. Just get their credit card number, like call them. Don't like be like, text me a picture of your card. Be like, I'm going to check out. I'll get it all ready. When's a good time? I'll call you and we'll just do it over the phone. It's much better. You don't want to ever put yourself in that situation where you're like stretching yourself thin and stressing out. You don't want to do that. So much better. Just get their card and then you can process it for them. I just watched you live and do tonight. You did great. I love it. Gets much easier each time. Promise. You are the magic. So true. It does. It gets easier and easier. Like that feeling that like you want to throw up, it definitely goes away after you just keep doing it. And then it's even better once you have one that you kind of screw it up. You guys, I do a lot that I come on and I completely lose my train of thought and I have no idea what I'm even talking about. I find that's actually my consistent reviews lately, and it's okay. It is okay. You can just pick something else and then it comes and I'm like, oh wait, I remember now. So you do not even need to worry. We need a blooper reel for lives to make everyone. Oh, so true. I have one of my reps do that. She posted it on her business page or VIP. I don't know what it was, but she posted all her bloopers. It got so many like comments and likes. People loved it. She kept coming on and she would show all like her tries and they were hilarious. They were so good. I'm like, that's what they want to see. My team shares our still shots from our lives. You know how love. Oh, those are good. How do those happen, by the way? I'm like, how do they like, that's like hard work to try to find. I mean, I guess they do make a lot of facial expressions, but they hands down every single time will go in and pick the absolute worst, like crazy shot that you could ever imagine to use as your cover. It's fantastic. Do you guys know that you can edit those though, right? You guys know that? So you can click on your video. You have to open the video and then you click on the three little dots and you can say edit, post, and you can go in and it will let you select your thumbnail. Didn't know that. It's a good little tip.
Did not know that.
Yes, you can. And they're not, I mean, you still have limited choices. You have to choose, but they give you like 10. So if you have a really awful one, at least you have like a few, you can get something a little less crazy.
Oh my gosh, that's the best. That's the best thing you gave us all night. No, just kidding. I'm like, that's
So
awesome.
glad.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so you have to click on it. You open it. And you have to do it from your desktop. Don't do it from your phone. You click on it. So it's like playing, and then you click the three little dots and hit edit.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. No.
You are welcome. What's the best way to grow a loyal customer base? I know so many people that shop around to different reps. You know, unfortunately, you're going to have some of those. They just always shop in a deal, and you can't really do anything about that. But the best way is to go above and beyond for them. My most loyal customers love it that I know all their sizes. I know what they like. I send them, you know, on launch day, I'll be like, I totally thought of you. I know you're going to want this. Let me know if you want it. And I don't say, here's the link to order. I say, let me know if you want it. And and if you don't want it, you don't have to front the money or anything. Get it all ready and you call them. Or if you're in a relationship that you have their payment information, if they're a regular customer, something like that. Probably best to just call them. I don't recommend like storing people's credit cards. But those are your loyal customers. The ones that, you know, the other day, one of my girls, she buys all the time and she's like, I love that you know my sizing and I don't have to ask. Like if she says, I want this piece, I know, I'm like, okay, you're a large in that and you're a medium in that. Like that, knowing that builds that personal relationship, and that's different. You don't get that on Amazon. You don't get that when you go to Target. You don't get that. And that's something where we get to step it up and offer something far superior, an experience far superior than you're going to get elsewhere. And those are your loyal customers. And they're not going to shop around on you because they know you're going to get them in the right size. They know you're going to get them in the right styles. Let's see. I'm so glad. You guys are going to have the best still shots now. The most embarrassing one, like when I'm showing how Frog gives my tiny boobs cleavage. That's perfect. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a still shot for sure. They know. They're like, oh, you got we're going to feature that one. I just want to say thank you. Watch your live reviews. And if you did not see my question when you're live, you always message me back. Oh, good, Amanda. I know. Sometimes I worry. I'm like, I didn't, like I'll miss stuff all the time. And so I'm glad, I'm really happy to hear you say that. I try to get back to you. I'm like, I might be delayed a little bit, but I eventually, hopefully get there. That's sweet of you to say though. So if you have any other questions about anything, I know we covered like a massive area tonight, but kind of wrapping it up and, you know, going off what was mentioned in the beginning, there's so many ways to do this business. And I think it's really, really important to kind of zero in on what feels good to you, what you love, back to that list. And, you know, if it feels weird, if someone's doing a training even, and they're telling you to do something a certain way or a certain way to do it, and it doesn't feel right, don't do that. Like find out what feels really good to you and go with that. Because that's the part when you feel good about something, when you feel happy about something, when you're enjoying this business, that's the part that radiates. That's the part that goes throughout your whole business. And that's what draws people to you. That's what they want to jump in with you and know more and, you know, follow you and connect with you. I do not run for, that's so funny because I have had an Instagram party set up for probably over a year now. Have it all set up, ready to go. And I am one of those people, I'm so scared of Instagram, you guys. Like in Facebook world, I'm like, I go live, I run my parties there. I'm like, woo, I'm feeling good. Instagram, I'm like, I go live on Instagram and I'm just terrible. My live's on Facebook and then I go live on Instagram I'm like, hi, Instagram. Don't usually do this. I don't know why. I'm just like uncomfortable there. So if I have someone that wants to do an Instagram party, I'm like, oh, well, actually run them through Facebook. So is this where I'm comfortable? I promise you though, it is on my list. I'm going to do one. I have it set up. Some people do them and they're hugely successful with them. I think the best method is create a separate profile. I have it set up here. It's called Zaya Pop Up, and I have it ready to go. And you literally could set up. I started it. I haven't finished it, but set up all your stories, the little bubbles. You could do leggings, bras, jackets. Set all those up. Those stay there. So you do your videos, they're always there. And then as like if you were doing a party, you'd bring the whole group in, and then you would post just like you would a normal party. And then when the party's over, you move everybody out, you bring the next group in, and you repost. So you clear out your posts, but you keep your stories there. Does that make sense?
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds amazing. I should have done it. It sounds amazing, right?
Yeah, sounds great. Let's see.
This is great. Good. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. This is a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you so much, Chris. I know so many people follow you. I mean, I know I personally, like I said before, you were one of the very first reps that I ever followed. I learned so much from you. I think the whole Zaya world has learned so much from you. And just really quick before we wrap it up, I loved the fact that when you talked about the habit, like the consistency in the habit, because how if you break it down, you message 10 people in the morning, 10 people at night, that's 20 people a day, that's 140 people a week. Like you said, someone is bound to respond out of 140 people per week if you do that week after week after week. And I think so often we do it for a couple of days and we don't get the responses. And so then we naturally think this isn't working. And so we stop doing that. We stop the habit. So, I mean, I've even done that. And just when you said that, I wrote that down. I think that is so good to stay consistent with making that a habit, a part of your day, 10 in the morning, 10 at night, and do that every single day. And you will have people that respond. Eventually someone's going to respond.
I had some, it builds, it definitely builds. Like you may have weeks and you're like, I'm not hearing from anyone, or I'm not booking a party. And all of a sudden it catches up and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do. There's so many people that want to do this. So, I mean, I had a rep, I messaged her 1 year later, she wrote me back and she said, okay, I'm ready. I'm like, what? When did I message you? Like, you just don't know. It does. It's like putting those things in place and it does catch up. And sometimes it does take a little while, but you're setting yourself up, consistently setting yourself up. And it does catch up.
Yep. I love that. And I think the hard thing for people is they so often aren't getting the response right away. So they feel like, oh, it's not working. I'm not going to do this anymore. But it's actually the habit and the consistency of it that will bring you that success. So I love that because it just reinforced to me again, like, I need to get back on like staying consistent with it, make it a number. Is it 5 in the morning, 5 at night, 10 in the morning, 10 at night, whatever it is, but make it something that is a habit for you every single day.
Even if it's just one,
right.
Like
right.
do that. It can take a lot of time.
Yeah. And then I loved at the beginning about when you had us write down the 5 things, because I think it's so important that people are drawn to Zaya because of us, what we're doing and how it's affected our lives and what we share with people, not just to join a team or to get a discount. So I love that, branding yourself with why you're doing Zaya and share that with people. I think sometimes we get nervous and scared to do that because we don't know what people are going to think or say, but that's the most important thing. That's why we all watch you and we continuously watch you, because you're sharing that with all of us. So love that. I wrote my 5 things down and I'm going to work on that to post every single day out of those 5. So I thought it was a great
exercise. Do 5 posts next week, you guys.
Yeah. I loved it. Thank you so much. And I'll check here really quick if anybody has any last minute questions.
How do you come up with 140 new people every single week? Just hashtags, you guys. There's no shortage of people in the US and Canada. Like, there are so many. And whenever I hear people say like, oh, I don't know, I run out, or I feel like they've already been messaged, I'm like, oh, no, be creative. Think outside the box. Like, mix up your hashtags. Think local, sports, fitness, anything. And really, like, there's a reason you joined Zaya. There's a reason that you connected with this community and this brand. So look for people like you. You are your best audience. You're your best target audience. And be creative and just go through and and take a hard look too when if you are going like the messaging route. Continuously those same moments that you look at somebody's profile to be like, hey, okay, who is this? Does she like fitness? Does she have kids? Whatever you're looking for. That same person, if you send them a message, is going to hop back to your profile just as fast and look at your profile. What does your profile say? What's your story? Does it show you? Does it show that this is just some generic company that they have no idea who you are? Does it show what you do on a daily basis? Why you love those 5 things? Is it infused with that throughout? Do they get a little bit about you? And I think that's super important. I always do that. I do it on Facebook. I do it on my Instagram. I look at it. I'm like, okay, if I have never been here, I have no idea who you are. What's the message I'm getting? And you want to keep updating it so that if somebody comes on there and has a split second to look and sum you up, what is it that they're seeing? And it's super important that you kind of revisit that all the time. Is you're the same way you would find someone if you wanted to message them about the business. And you guys always check followers and following. If you see any Zaya people in there, don't message them. Do not message them. You want to do that if you were going to go that route first and foremost. But there's no shortage of people. You just have to be creative, and there's so many different hashtags you can search. And I always, we say this, but the power of a hashtag is so crazy, you guys. Like that's how I built my business in the beginning. All like they're my best friends now. The top leaders in this company, my best friends, they all were from an Instagram message. Like that's wild to me. So don't take that lightly. The power of a hashtag, holy cow, it's free. It's a free platform that connects you with so many people in our country, in the world, and you don't have to know a lot. I just told you, I'm like super scared of Instagram. You just need to know just enough, just a little bit. Make your posts, put up some hashtags. You can use hashtag generators on Google. There's so many things that can guide and help you. And it can totally change your business in a huge, huge way.
So really quick, they're asking like a sample of what was something you would have sent to like back when you.
Yes. Let me pull up. I'll read you actually did a training last night, and I actually have it up on my.
Oh, good.
On my screen here. Maybe I'll just post this. You guys want it? It has. We did a training on recruiting and attraction marketing. So a lot of the stuff we talked about tonight. So I'll put it up here, and it actually gives you example text for what you can post or what you can share if you're messaging people, what you can post if you're trying to get a hostess on your Facebook page or in a party. And then it also gives verbiage on what I would message to potential hostess. So it's potential rep, potential hostess, and then also on social media. So that will hopefully be helpful for you.
Oh, yes, for sure. Thank you so much. I just copied that really quick.
Oh, good.
Ladies, I will post that to our team page so that we all have it. Thank you for sharing that with us.
And just remember to, when you if you take any copy like that, you want to find a reason why you're connecting with that person. Like there's a level of trust that happens when you have something in common, where there's some sort of a common ground, whether it's just you both work out or you both have kids or, you're a softball moms or whatever it is. Like that's a great way to connect with people. And you always want to reference that. Hey, I saw you're a softball mom. I wanted to reach out to you. I'm a rep for Zaya Active. Start with that. And I don't do the whole, I know some people do this, some people will follow and they establish a relationship and talking. I don't do that. I simply, if I find somebody that I think would be a great rep, I follow them and I message them and I'm like, hi, my name is Christine Tager. I'm rep for Zaya Active. I think you make a great rep or whatever. I'm very upfront because I don't like the fact if somebody messages me and I'm like, again, what do they want? I don't know you. Why are you talking to me? Why are you asking? I would prefer someone just straight up front. So that's what I do. But again, that's a personal thing. And you want to see what feels good for you and do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, thanks you guys for being here and taking time out. I'm like, it's a Tuesday night. Who's ready for launch? I'm so excited.
I know. So much. Be a great day.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you again so, so much. We so appreciate it. We thank you for everything, leading the way for all of us. We appreciate
Oh
you.
my God. Well, you guys are such a powerhouse team. It's been so fun watching what this team has been doing. It's incredible. You guys are on fire. Megan, everything you've done. I mean, it is so cool to see. And I mean, huge congrats on all your success and your team's success. It's pretty fun, you guys. We're in a pretty incredible time in our businesses.
Yes, very, very exciting. Thank you so much. Awesome.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'll let everybody get back to their families. And I recorded this. I know I have several that couldn't make it that want to listen. So again, thank you. And we will see everyone later. Thanks so
All right.
much.
Bye, you guys.
Thank you.